If a broker's bond falls below $75,000, they have 7 days to pay it or they will be shut down. What's up, guys? This is Brad. Welcome to my channel, Twin Rivers Hotshot. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to it. In this channel, it's hot shotting content. Moving on. I am at home. I have been slacking on videos. Appreciate all you guys reaching out to me, wondering where I am. I have been here. We got a new CPA. I've had to do a lot of legwork trying to keep this stuff going. This video right here, I wanted to make last month when I first heard it. I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to go through. So I want to hear people's honest feedback, man. I have people that's been watching me from the start. Let's talk about the trucking industry. The trucking industry, I have not been doing this for 30 years, but I have been doing this since 2019. And I've been doing it for ourselves since 2021. And we are that company that does, I did my own LLC, I did my own operating authority, BOC3, UCR filings every single year. We do it ourselves in-house. So I personally know how much it takes just to keep operating. So all day long, we're booking loads, we're credit checking, and being a carrier, especially over the last 2 years, we have to do a lot of things just to move one load. Of course, our insurance has to be current. Um, Basically all of our ducks have to be in a row. Look, I'm saying that to say just today, man, we've had to send VIN numbers, we had to send picture IDs, we've had to send pictures of our decals, COI, certificate of insurances, just to move one load. And that's fine, man. I'm all for vetting um, these guys committing fraud, but that's day to day on every single thing we have to do. Now, what do I do for the brokers? I credit check them. I make sure their credit's up to par. Basically, that's what it is. I'm making sure emails match up, this and that. But there's really not a whole lot on our side that we do. We have zero issues with saying, no, we're not going to move it if we think someone's not up to par or we think somebody's shady. We have customers, but we fill in gaps with load boards, man. And we do a lot of business with brokers. And this video is not to bash brokers, man, because we work with some of the best, man. We have some reach out to us. I have brokers that pay more than our directs, man. And you guys know who you are. Y'all watch me. Immediate suspension rule for brokers and freight forwarders is officially in effect. The new rule is designed to protect carriers from shady or failing brokers who shut down their businesses to avoiding to pay up. That I have an issue with, man. You shut down. You have access to loads. You book these loads with carriers and then you do not pay the carriers on this. This is why we do zero business with brokers that have bad credit. Strict security effective January 16th, 2026. Today is the 20th. Brokers must maintain a $75,000 financial bond or trust fund at all times to keep their operating authority. Now, what does that mean? To be a broker, you got to have a bond. A minimum, I think, is $75,000. And what a bond does is, if a broker doesn't pay me, I could prove it. I could file on them against their bond. I could get payment. If a broker's bond dips below $75,000, they will have 7 calendar days to replenish the money before fmcsa instantly shuts them down. So no more loopholes. Before, brokers could use paper-only assets like personal loans or real estate to back their trust or work with unregulated loan or finance companies, which often hid their lack of funds from regulators. These loopholes often meant carriers ended up with nothing when a broker defaulted. Automatic alarms, the only federally regulated banks And insurance companies can now hold brokers' sureties, and they are legally required to notify the FMCSA within 2 business days if a broker's security falls below 75K. So I follow a bond on, I'll file against a broker's bond for 2,500. They dip below 75K. Whichever financial institute is backing them has 2 days to notify the FMCSA. That's huge, man. Cash is king. To ensure carriers get paid quickly, trust fund assets must now be liquid and accessible within 7 days. Better transparency. This rule helps carriers verify that brokers' work are financially healthy, reducing the risk of hauling for an unreliable, failing, or fly-by-night firm. Everybody's seen that. They've seen all these pop-up companies. There's people buying people's MCs, people that are going out of business and this and that. And that's the good thing. I hear some people complain, oh, you use a factoring company, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? We have 2 direct customers, and we use a factoring company for everything else. And I'm going to be honest with you, here recently we tried to do some work for R&R Express. R&R Express, I have a stack of companies over there that's filed bankruptcy that we've done work with. So by law, they have to notify us. Thank God we haven't had any chargebacks. But R&R, I called our factoring company. I'm like, hey man, what's going on with R&R? I've done a lot of work for them. They have a no credit with you guys right now. We dove off into it. I said, Brad, stay away from it. Now, our factoring company wants us to make money. And if they tell me to stay away from them, I'm going to stay away from them because they see this on a bigger scale versus our couple little trucks trying to move freight. So what this means is you're going to have to, like a lot of carriers like us, going to lean on your factoring companies more. Our factoring companies check the businesses we do, they check their financials. Every single day we're getting emails. Usually 9 times out of 10, it used to be different, but it's companies losing their credit line, meaning they might have had a $100,000 credit line and now they're down to 75. What does that mean? They're paying late. They're not paying. It can mean a couple of different things. They're not coming forth with their financial responsibility that they should be sharing. It can mean a couple of different things, but none of it's usually good. We used to see companies go from like 5,000 to 10,000. Dude, that's very far and few now. So the OOIDA supports this, but says the fight is far from over, protecting brokers from misconduct. While this rule reduces risk for carriers, it does little to protect them from large-scale broker collapses. That's to be given. Nobody has a crystal ball to see in. But if a broker's bond falls below 75,000, they have 7 days to replenish it, or they will be shut down. What do you guys think about this? Have you done work for a broker and they haven't paid you? Because man, like I said, I have strong feelings over this. But there is another thing into effect right now too. They're going after these CDL mills. FMCSA has removed approximately 3,800 training providers from official training registry. They're targeting CDL mills. This move is a part of a larger effort to shut down these mills that do not meet federal standards. I'm all for that. Some people might be in their feelings over it, but it is what it is. Total numbers climbing. The latest group follows a previous removal of 3,000 providers in December alone, totaling nearly 7,000 schools cut recently. 7,000 schools cut because they weren't up to par. Warnings were issued FMCA gave notice to 4,500 schools in December regarding potential noncompliance. That started a 30-day countdown. So that happened in December, January. These 4,500 schools have basically to prove they're compliant. If they don't, they're going to be removed from the TPR. In-person audits. This agency is getting aggressive by conducting in-person audits of another 1,500 schools to ensure that they follow the rules. So what does that mean? They're going to have somebody come in, sit down, and to see for themselves that these schools are up to par. So routine registry cleanup. While the primary goal is to shut down CDL mills and low quality providers, many of the removals include entities that never taught CDL courses or haven't done so in years. So some of these places, it was just for the money. You could go to them and pay them $5 grand and get your CDL, and they send you through. But I wanted to make a quick video on this. I am for them cleaning up all of this stuff. I am for them, making sure that people that have their CDLs need to have them. And I'm all for them protecting carriers from, shady brokers. I know this might rub some people the wrong way, and that's not what this is intended for. This is just to bring you what is going on that might affect you as a carrier or you as a broker. But what do you guys think about this? And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.